small, small, chop long time. Weak thoughts don't build strong minds. On the grind, that's all time. All time great, that's small time. The money I don't chop up. Wahala, no, they see the program. Hit the strip clubs in Europe and throw all my euros. I think I'm in Poland. I just moved all you see me with no cam. Pero tengo unos locos que chocan. Mis enemigos no se equivocan. A las damas y niños no se tocan. I'm in the kitchen, I give you that fuego. Money to burn tea, okay, all my pesos. Do as I say, si lo say so, I say so. You go for broke, I'ma go for my payroll now. Run that, my money, run that. Go when you go, make you go, never come back, come back. Run that, my money, run that. Go when you go, make you go, never come back, come back. Run that, my money, run that. Go when you go, make you go, never come back, come back. Run that, my money, run that. Go when you go, make you go, never come back. Foolish. Run that, my money, run that. Go when you go, make you go, never come back, come back. Run that, my money, run that. Go when you go, make you go, never come back, come back. Run that, my money, run that. Go when you go, make you go, never come back, come back. Run that, my money, run that. Go when you go, make you go, never come back. Foolish.
Hello family, friends, and viewers. Welcome to Bursting with Energy Couple Edition. So today we're going to be talking about energy within the couple setting. So we have our couples here with us, Melo, Jackie, Clea, and Mike. So let us welcome them to the platform. And let's get into it because we are a little bit late today, guys. So we're just going to go straight in and talk about what we're doing for this episode. So first we're going to go into a couple meditation. Then we're going to go into a couple memory game. And then last we're going to do discussion in couple settings. And then I'll explain it as we go into each one. Are you guys ready?
Yes.
All right. So the first meditation that is, you guys can just be facing each other. You can keep her in your hands. But basically what you're going to do is you're going to have one hand on your partner's heart, like this. And then the other one that they're holding with, so the heart, is on this side. So use your left hand on the left side. Right? No, the heart is on the other side. Right? The heart is here. So yeah, Jackie, you're right. Okay, Melo's good too. Yeah, you guys are good. And then take your right hand and then hold over your couple's hand. We have a little jealousy here, but it's okay. But she can be in between. So
yeah, but
like this.
It's not because of that. She's just
So like that, and then hold. Yes, exactly. Your hand over, and then yeah, perfect. No, other hand. You guys are crossed over. So his heart is here on this side. So you're going to take that hand, put it here. He's going to hold over. And you're going to take your hand. No, her heart is on that side. And you're going to hold over. Okay? Sit comfortably, guys. So, I don't know. Are you guys comfortable? Make sure you're comfortable. Because I want you guys to be comfortable. Okay? Good? Good? Now you guys are going to look at each other in the eyes. All right? So you guys know that the soul, the eyes, is how you guys get to connect with each other. And whatever comes out, let it come out. If you feel like laughing, laugh. Okay? And we're going to do 4 minutes. And then we're going to talk about it, okay, guys? Okay, we're going to give them time to settle into it. So you want to connect to the heart. If you guys remember, we did do a heart connection in episode 10, where we connected to our own heart. Now we're connecting to our partner's heart, and we're using our eyes to look into them, to see the true, authentic them. Are you guys ready? Yes. Everyone ready? Clea and Mike ready? Yes. All right, let's go. And the timer begins now. So as each couple goes, it's perfect that the baby's here too, because you guys do get disruptions in life. And she's part of that fusion of their love too. So whatever comes out, whatever you guys feel like you want to laugh, smile, faire des grimaces, let it out. Cry. That's actually some people do want to cry actually. Because they see they see a reflection of themselves, but they also see their true partner. So crying does come out sometimes as well. Now it's not just a connection to yourself. Aria fait des grimaces. Yeah, the point is to be as serious as possible. But sometimes other emotions come out as well. So you want to allow that to happen. You don't want to judge yourself during the process, because you don't want your partner to judge you as well, right? You just want to be yourself. I was like, you're not paying attention to me. But good job. They're keeping a good connection as looking at the other person's eyes. That's really good. Feel that person's heart. See them as a soul also inhabiting their vessel, their body, their physical. Feel their heartbeat. Feel their breath. Feel the emotions that are being said through their eyes. Because communication is not always verbal, it's also non-verbal. Okay, you want to chill with me? There's 2 minutes left, guys. Just like you have a heartbeat, they also have a heartbeat. Just like you have emotions, they also have emotions. Really good job. Keep the pace, keep the connection. There's always going to be distractions around, but you really want to keep that connection with your partner. Oh, yeah. She thinks she's playing a game with them, which is okay because she's also a fusion of their love, right? Feel their heartbeat. Feel your heartbeat through feel your heartbeat through the hand as well. Because it's not just their hand that's on your heartbeat, it's also your hand that's on their hand. And there we go, guys. You guys can let go. Thank you for that. So how did that feel, guys? You guys had a lot of distractions, so how was that for you?
But it feels good.
Yeah?
It feels good. You feel Mike?
For me,
Yeah, go ahead.
how do you feel? No, it felt good. It's always, we have tried this before where it was less comfortable,
Okay.
but I was very comfortable right now.
Okay, that's good, that's good. And then we'll do Malo and then Mike and then Jackie. Go ahead. How did that feel for you, Mike?
I don't know.
I felt like you were the most grounded.
Yeah, I'm used to people straight in the eyes.
Mm.
It was normal, I think.
It was normal?
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't feel uncomfortable, felt
No.
No?
I'm used to it.
okay.
Maybe for her a little bit more. What do you mean? Are you comfortable to be through my eyes?
Yeah?
Well, of course.
It's comfortable? Okay. And Jackie, how did you feel?
But I already heard about this exercise,
Mm-hmm.
and I thought it was going to be uncomfortable,
Yeah.
but it was not uncomfortable.
Okay, that's good. Et toi, Jackie?
same, I'm used to it.
Oh, yes, Claire, you have to talk into the mic, sorry. So you could say
But
that.
I said I already heard about this kind of exercise,
Mhm.
couple exercise, and I thought when I thought it was going to be uncomfortable, but
It was, okay. And then Jackie, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm used to it.
Yeah, you're used to it as well?
So,
Okay. So that's good. So that's what we want, especially with your partner. You want to be used to looking at them in their eyes. You want to be used to that communication. You want to be used to that nonverbal. The reason we had it like this, does anybody know why? No? So we're energetic beings, right? So we have a frequency that we emanate all times. And if you guys look at circuits, usually we have them connecting. So you want your circuit to be connecting with your partner at all times, and you want them to also be feeling your heartbeat, and looking at them in their eyes, because their eyes is the seat of the soul, right? So you want to be authentic with your partner, and you want anything that's coming, anything that you're feeling, is going to be felt in your heartbeat, because your heartbeat's either going to slow down if you're relaxed, it's going to speed up if you're uncomfortable, your eyes are going to say, your face is going to make all these movements, and your partner gets to pick that up through the eyes. So it's like you guys are having a conversation without actually having a conversation. Make sense? Perfect. Do you guys think you could use this? When do you guys think you could use this? Because remember, we're talking about energy in the couple setting. So when do you guys think you could use an exercise like this?
When we are disconnected.
Yes. 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 And if you guys just feel like connecting even more, it doesn't even just have to be when you're disconnecting, but that is a good time if you're having an argument, if you just simply feel disconnected, if you feel like you have to have a conversation without actually saying words because the words that are coming out are just too harsh, then you just sit down, you look at each other in the eyes, and you have a conversation through the face, through the heartbeat.
That's interesting.
You don't always have to talk. Sound good, guys?
Yes, it is.
All right, let's do our second exercise. Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
So this exercise, pick one person to start. The first person, I'm going to be asking questions. So the first person, if you want to, I don't want you guys to see what the person is writing. So the person's going to write an answer, and you have to, what you say has to match what they wrote. So you guys are then going to be showing the camera what you wrote. Okay? And this is going to be questions based on your relationship, based on memories. So pick the first person that's going to answer, and then the first person that's going to write. Sorry. I just need my tissue. I'm just going to get my tissue so you guys can, yes. Thank you. So you guys can erase. There you go. Oh, pick somebody to write and then somebody to answer. Oh, you guys already picked. I guess you're going to write first? Okay, sounds good. So don't look at the answers, Mello.
I look at you because these girls
And
wilding.
it's like
And Jackie, you can use that if you want to erase too. All right, so are you guys ready?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so the first question is, when did you guys first meet? And then when did you guys first start dating, okay? So when it's first meet, it doesn't have to be the exact date. You can write month and year, okay? And if you know the exact date, then you can write month, date, and year, okay? And then when did you first start dating? So when did you meet and when did you date? Sound good? Mike looks so uncertain right now. All right.
Yeah, that's fine.
So,
Well, we'll wait till you guys are both ready.
so your first question was
When did you guys first meet? So the date when you guys first met, and then, so month and year. You can put month and year. And then when you guys first started dating, month and year. It's a tricky question. Ah. In this day and age, it's a tricky question, guys. In 2021.
I don't remember put it official.
That's why I said met and date. Okay, come up. The month and year should be easy because in the month, it's the whole month. You don't have to have exact day. All right. Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Mello, say the answer, and then Jackie and Clea, just turn it around to the camera.
December.
Turn it around, Jackie.
December 2015 and January.
Non, mais on doit voir la réponse, okay.
January 2016.
Let's see.
January or February?
She said December 27th.
dating.
Yeah, no, I wrote meet when you guys first met and when you guys first. So what's that? Number one is when you first met?
Yeah.
Okay, December 2014. You said December 2014? Okay, so that's right. And then.
Yeah, but like, see.
Oh, and you
that's
started dating right away.
but-
And then what did you say?
But I said January.
Okay.
because, well, that's the end of the month. That's 3 days. We didn't meet.
2016.
Oh, I did 15. I did 15.
She said
14. 14. Yeah. So. It's
Okay, well, that's 1 point.
Yeah.
So we'll say you said December 2014.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Not bad. Yeah.
Jackie. And then Cléa, if you can turn it around. And then Mike.
Attendez, j'ai pas regardé.
Okay.
Moi, je vais dire, I'm gonna say 2016.
This is meat?
Yeah.
Okay.
And dating, let's say 2019.
When you guys first met
We met around
in 2013, and then date, it's complicated.
complicated.
There's no date. There's no actual date, so it's okay. You can ask her on right now.
Yeah.
Will you date me? Il a juste fait non-verbal. Non-verbal.
We're past our
All right. So 1 point for Mello and Jackie just for the meat. The date, everybody, it's complicated.
Tokyo. 13.
13.
Time
Yo.
goes by. I'm not good
Yeah.
with dates.
No? On a vu ça.
To me, timeline is fine.
One timeline.
You know why?
Well, but you were good with the eye contact, so it's good. Ready, guys?
Yeah.
So don't look at the answer. Milo got real close. Yes, still you. Yeah. So you guys will answer 4 questions, then the guys will answer 4. What is so the person that's writing, what is their ideal date? So Melo, what is Jackie's ideal date? Mike, what is Cléa's ideal date?
I have to write my answer.
Yes.
Like what to do?
Yes.
Ideal date.
So if it doesn't apply, you write not applicable. But that person has to say that as well. It has to match. If you say I don't have one, then both of you have to say I don't have one. If you do have one, then both of you have to. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Oh, you wrote it down? Okay. Jackie a pas écrit. She's like, I'm drawing. Okay, so we'll start with you, Cléa. Go ahead.
I think gonna be restaurant.
What does it say? Vacation. No point. Vacation.
Vacation is a date.
It's a long date.
Vacation is vacation.
Vacation.
Date is something to do here. Want to do something.
Well, restaurant is a good.
Mais c'est parce que t'as écrit, look.
That's my ideal. Like, it's a good date. My ideal.
Vacation. Yeah, that's a lot of dates put together, basically. Are you ready? Okay.
Yeah, me, I don't have anything in mind.
Yeah.
And I think it's more, whatever we spend time together is all that matters. But
1 point. Don't have any.
Oh, good.
Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Okay. 1. I'm gonna ask. Are you ready, Jackie? Yeah. What is your so the person that's writing, what is their favorite movie or TV show? So you'll know if it's movie or TV show.
Wow.
Mine.
Yeah, so you write down yours, Cléa writes down hers, and he has the or TV show.
Like reality TV show count as
Reality show?
Yeah. So you will know what their favorite is. It could be movie or TV show. You'll know which one in those genres would be their favorite.
This, what are you doing?
See, these are questions you guys get to have
Favorite
fun with
TV
and
show.
talk about after the show as well if you haven't spoken about them.
like, is it a current? Like, make it easy for. Is it a current TV show, or no? Like, you know what I mean? Like something.
Okay,
That's
so Jackie, Jackie, you can say if it's current or past. They'll decide if it's current or past. Cléa, you can decide if it's current or past. So that's your clue. Should I give her? Oh, she's tired. No. Okay, there's one over there. Give me 2 seconds, guys.
You done? Are you done? Are you done?
I have the other one. The other one.
Artiste.
The other board went. Je vais juste le prendre because so that I can put the points on it. Je vais juste le prendre. Yeah.
Can I provide 2 answers?
If she has 2 answers written, if it matches, it just has to
That's
match.
tough.
Because I have two.
Can I have that? Oh no.
I have two
Okay.
show in mind.
Huh?
I have two show in mind.
Okay. But did you guys answer if it was current or past?
Yeah.
Okay. C'est compliqué, hein?
Moi, quand c'est comme ça, j'oublie le nom des choses. Tu vois ce que je veux dire?
But I know you guys watch a lot of shows together, so
Yeah,
I
we
figured
so
it would
many
be.
different-
I thought it'd be
Us
easy.
too.
No, this is
Yeah.
hard.
But that's too much.
It's hard. That's the thing because you like so many different things
Shows, yeah.
that to pick one.
Like the pool is too much.
Yeah. Okay, so Claire, you can turn around yours,
I don't have a specific.
and then Mike.
So I would say, or is Love and Hip Hop or Power.
Or Power. She said a reality show doesn't
I
have
love
a
reality
specific.
show.
But that's what you did say for.
Yeah, I love it.
So I feel like I should give you guys at least half a
At
point for that.
least, at
Yeah.
But it's true, Power's my favorite show.
I know.
All right, and then Jackie, you can.
Is it a movie?
You can ask me that.
Well, TV show or movie, like different. I think I should know that.
You should know that.
No, did you ask me TV show or movie?
Oh, it's
You
either
asked
one.
me
It's either one. That's why I said you would
did
know.
you write both?
I got damn it.
La réponse est pour les deux.
It's on the TV screen.
Oh wow! All right, no points. No points. No points.
I like everything.
I know.
All right.
Like this is tough because I mean
So far, Melo
Now you
and
have
Jackie.
Netflix, you have Prime. you have so many-
Yeah, there's a lot of
It's
shows.
not like-
But there's that one show that you know they always want. They don't you
what
guys
if
have
that show
one
is done? Like, what if I'm a Breaking Bad fan that, that's my favorite one and it's done? Like, I don't still watch it.
Okay, so then they wrote no favorites. So that too, if the partner had said no favorites, that would have
Alright,
counted. So far, Melo and Jackie have 2. So far, Mike and Clea have 0.5. So switch.
Viens un peu ici, bébé.
There we go.
Ah, tu t'assieds avec moi. Pas avoir le truc au-dessus.
All right.
Carrière de Disney. Faut lui donner un film une carrière comme ça. C'est vrai, en fait.
Wait, did we ask? Wait, I asked you guys 3, right? Oh, that was 3. Okay, sorry, one more. There's one more for you guys. That was 3 questions. Okay.
C'est moi qui écris ou je réponds?
No, there's one more. There's one more. Sorry about that. Ready?
Yep.
What is your partner? So you guys that are writing, what is your fear? And then you'll write what is their fear.
My fear.
Yeah.
What's my fear?
Yes. And then you'll guess their fear.
That's a good question because. Ou alors la liste est très longue. Je te jure.
Donne-moi deux.
But the biggest one.
Do you have an answer?
Yeah. I think so.
And you guys will have like 15 seconds to answer so that you guys don't see the answer on the screen.
That's 15 seconds
Yeah.
delay.
Yeah. Don't forget to speak in the mic, guys.
You have a lot of fear.
Are you ready, Claire?
I have a fear.
That's couple edition for you.
At the answer, you have a lot of fear.
Okay, you guys ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. So Cléa show and then my.
My few.
Insectes, araignées, des affaires comme ça.
Voilà.
What does it say?
Quelque chose
Something
qui
happens
arrive
to the twins.
My biggest fear
Ah,
is
okay.
something-
Ah,
something
no
wrong
points.
happens to me.
Après, comment tu tues une araignée?
That doesn't count.
Biggest fear.
I don't know how to write it. I really
Write it in French, if anything.
No, even in French, I don't know how to. I guess.
Oh, look at Aria. She's doing drawings for us.
Tu vois pas bien parce que le crayon, il...
Yeah, it's okay. Don't worry.
Almost done.
But you explained it, so it's
Yeah.
okay.
So
Yeah, use next one time I'll
Okay.
bring better ones, guys. Sorry about that. Ready? Melo, are you ready? Yeah. Okay, turn around.
Well, you might have to include area.
And then?
Huh?
Is that includes?
No,
Yeah.
no, but I mean the fear that something happens to her,
Yeah.
the fear that something comes to her.
Yes.
Ever.
quelque chose arrive au jumeau.
All right, switch, guys.
Quelqu'un qui fasse un backflip dans la maison là.
Non.
Surtout la nuit.
Ouais.
Guys, are you ready?
Moi, je réponds
Go to mama.
pas indirectement. À la question.
Ouais, moi ça sera une balle directe. 1 plus 1, 5.
C'est ça.
All right, are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Okay. What's you, the person that's writing, what is your best personality trait? What is their best personality trait?
Is that a personality trait? Is this a personality trait?
Mm,
Not really. It's
no.
not considered. It's not.
No.
Um,
It'd be something about you. Something about your personality. Are you ready, Mike?
No.
So you can even ask at home your partner what is their fear, what is their best personality trait. When did you guys first meet and date? You guys can get that clear. And then what is your partner's ideal date?
I'm done.
Yes.
Thank you, baby.
Done? Okay, so on va commencer avec Melo. You can turn around and Jackie.
Il est sociable, il est gentil,
It's close. He's positive. But she didn't say positive. But it's close. You ready?
Yeah.
Oh, I can see. Yeah, okay.
He's a good listener.
Good listener?
Yeah.
Nice, but no.
No.
It's compromise.
Compréhensible.
Yeah.
Compréhensible is good.
Good listener. It's
Ouais.
it's close. Yeah.
D'accord, laissez-le.
Yeah. Compréhensible. Yeah, that's
J'ai
true.
promis, j'avais
You
écrit.
get point five.
Yeah. That's really close. All right. Yeah, I feel like you guys should get 0.5 for that. Yeah.
Point five, I think.
Mais nous, t'avais dit
Sociable.
Écrit,
But she said
positive.
sociable. But that's not close enough.
Okay.
She said sociable and you said gentil.
Hey.
Gentil is. No, but you guys, it does make sense. Compréhensible. Yeah. All right. Right, guys, ready? Malo tried it. What's your partner's worst personality trait?
Moi ou à elle?
So yours. Ah, Claire!
il veut toujours chercher moi. Ouais.
Yeah.
So at home, you two, what is your worst personality trait? You guys can talk about it.
I already know.
You already know? Okay. See, these are conversations you guys can have. Or if you don't feel like talking, just look at each other in the eyes. At the end, we're going to talk about how that increases your energy or depletes your energy.
Ready?
Ready? Ok, so on va commencer avec vous.
Moi, je trouve que c'est procrastine trop.
Ok, non. Têtu. Yeah, I feel like he can come off as têtu des fois. When he's just like.
Oh, yeah?
My way, the highway.
But that doesn't work for me because most of the time, oh, it's my way.
Two people with my way or the highway. I like that.
Ça me dérange pas. Quand je laisse choisir, c'est pas que ça me dérange pas.
Yeah.
Mais quand je prends une décision, c'est vrai.
Ready?
Ouais, je sais pas si c'est un mot, mais
Turn around. I think you made up a word, but it's okay.
I love it.
I think he's gonna say that.
J'ai mis ça en anglais, français, franglais.
I would have said procrastination also.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he's gonna say something like about him wanting to have the last word.
But assume, yeah. But that's more you assume, right? Il assume. Don't you assume stuff?
Quoi ça? Non, I wonder, c'est ça l'argumentatif.
Oh, argumentatif. Okay, argumentatif. I did not read that right. Okay, yeah. So yeah, argumentatif. Yeah. Yeah. No, I didn't read the right word right. I thought that was an S. That's why.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it makes sense.
I didn't write it.
So argumentative. So we have 4 and 2. 1. Sorry. 0.5. Are you guys ready?
Yep.
2 more. If you won the lottery, what's the first thing you'd buy together? Okay.
I'll say we always talk
Together.
What the first
Thing you would buy together if you guys won the lottery.
Pas ça, on divorce pas.
Oh.
Si tu trouves pas ça, pareil, tu peux continuer à parler avec.
Cléa doute maintenant. Okay, ready, Mike?
PlayStation 5.
Ensemble, j'ai dit together.
Elle va continuer.
Vas-y, Mike, it's your turn.
T'es prêt?
Oui. Une villa, une maison.
Yes, chalet. Good job.
C'est la même chose.
Une grosse.
Are you ready?
Mais une villa. Chalet.
Yes, right. Correct. Good job, guys.
A super house. House on
All right.
steroids.
So, are you guys ready?
Yep.
So, what is your partner's biggest fear? So, the one writing it right now. Last one. Yeah, fears can be complicated. Especially for the biggest fear, it could be complicated. Yeah? Okay. So Mike's finished, so we'll start with Mike?
Je crois pas que tu vas trouver.
I don't know.
No,
I don't know.
you don't know? Okay, look stupid.
Something about Mike.
No, it is a fear.
Yeah,
Some
it
people
is.
are really, yeah.
Tu me connais pas bien.
And then, Jackie, go ahead.
It's to lose people, to lose his family.
To lose his family?
Oh, yeah.
Close, but it's specific, so,
Very specific.
yeah. Yeah. So there you go.
Facts.
Well,
Yeah.
Aya is your family.
But it's
Yeah.
he's specific about it, so we can give 0.5,
Yeah,
but
au moins.
it's specifically, it's specifically.
To lose
On n'a pas dit
I feel like
Jackie,
the
on n'a
fear
pas
for
dit
me would
maman.
be
It could be,
something-
it could be
No,
a lot
no,
of
no,
people.
I-
No, family.
That's
She said
fine.
family is
Yeah,
a lot of
obviously.
people.
family, you know, it's
That's
Obviously,
true. That's
every-
true.
Yeah.
That's true. So we'll give 0.5.
Yeah.
That's the answer.
She's like,
Like
that's
one
the
of
answer,
biggest fears
Jess.
for me would be to be powerless. You know how you're
Powerless.
powerless
Yeah.
in a
Yes.
situation?
Yeah, that's
Something
true.
happens to your family and then you can't do anything about it.
Good job, guys. So what did you guys think
Stupid,
about the
I'm not
question?
doing anything
What
about
did you guys think about the questions? Yeah?
Good question.
A few things.
About each other? Which is always the goal, right? No matter how long or short a relationship is, you want to continuously be learning about your partner because that's what keeps the energy high. That's what keeps it spicy. That's what keeps it fun. That's what keeps it, like things are going on, that you're always learning something about them. Learning can be fun depending on the situation that you're in, and you want to bring that into your couple relationship. So keep it fun, guys.
Yeah, apprends à nettoyer comme ça. Bien. Karaté que je fais.
All right, are you guys ready for the last part? So this
Let's
part
get
is the
it.
discussion part. And we're going to ask different questions and we're going to see how it is. So these questions, it's going to be based on the energy in a relationship, but there's no judgment here. It's more to understand what's happening with the family dynamic and how we can better it and how we see relationships through our own eyes. So you don't want to judge your own answer. I'm not here to judge your answers as well. It's really to go in depth into your relationship and see how it can blossom in different ways. or wither if that's the case too. So you guys ready?
Yep.
All right. So I have my questions here. So the first question is for the men. What is the role of a woman?
Me personally, I don't like to give a role to somebody. The way I work is you're gonna go with your skills. So if you're good at something that I'm not good, that's your role.
Okay.
And if I'm good at something that you're not good at, my role. Let's say she don't know how to cook and I know how to cook. Okay, I'm gonna be the cook because I'm the better cook.
Good at it.
That's the way I see it.
I like
don't
that.
like to give a specific gender
Roles.
role.
Okay.
It's a little bit outdated.
Okay. Melo.
Cuisine.
That can be, for some
No,
people,
no.
that's what it is.
Yeah, but
This
no,
is
no.
personal, remember.
No, but for real, I think for me it's kind of the same thing as Mike.
Yeah.
It's our goal really is to support each other and to
Mhm.
help where needed and depending on our skill set and what we can do. But overall, I feel like the woman is always the leader of the house, wanting or not. Like when I say not the leader, the motor.
The
It's
motor.
moteur,
She's
moteur.
the nurturer
Voilà,
basically.
the nurturer,
Yeah,
and,
yes.
watching over.
Mhm.
Donc c'est pas
She's
nécessairement
like
un rôle.
the plants have to be watered.
Voilà,
Yeah.
mais c'est pas nécessairement un rôle qu'elle a, mais c'est genre that's
being.
how I see it.
Yes.
Because that's what I
It's like a
always
state of
have been.
being.
Voilà, c'est ça.
I like that. That's really good because in this case it energizes the relationship because it's not a role that's assigned to the person based on a gender, but it's more a role that's assigned to them based on what's going on in the dynamic of a relationship, which energizes the relationship and which is what we really want actually. So we don't want to be depleting the relationship, we want to be growing the relationship. Okay? So next for the women. See, what do you see as the outcome of your relationship?
I'm gonna let you answer. Because I don't really understand the question.
Outcome.
Okay, so where do you see votre relation, ça va où? Where do you see it going?
Like in 5 years? In 10 years?
Lifetime. What is your goal? What do you envision for this relationship?
Moi, mon pied, son pied, est là jusqu'à ce que la mort ne se parle. We have kids and our kids bring us joy. So our ultimate goal is,
Happily ever after.
yeah, faire en sorte que Kenan et Kimia grandissent dans une atmosphère angélique et puis do our best to be better person parce que quand nous on travaille sur nous-mêmes, c'est ça qui fait en sorte que we're going to be better parents. And yeah, ultimate goal is to be the best parents that we can be and make sure that Kenan and Kimia
I
have
like
all
that.
the tools to be better than us.
Mm.
So yeah, that's all.
That's good. I like that.
Say.
And notice that being the best parent so that they can be better than us. That is nurturing the relationship so that it grows and that it can go into the next level of whatever it is that they're going into. For this case, it is for their children.
Yeah, I think it's kind of the same. We right now we are learning about freedom, like giving him his freedom, me my freedom, and for it to like still respecting each other.
Boundaries.
Yeah. So like I don't know. I see us just growing because like, we're still learning. We keep on learning, and I want us to learn together.
Yes. There's always, people think that a relationship, that there's dead ends, but no, you're always entering stages in a relationship. There's going to be stages when you have a child, there's going to be stages when you don't have a children, or they're not home, or they're outside of the house, or you guys are learning a new skill, and then you bring that skill into the relationship. So there's always these stages in relationships that you need to kind of learn how to be with this person in a healthy way, boundaries or no boundaries, and you guys can always talk about that. So I like that answer for both of you. Yes. No judgment, especially if this is your partner, right? And if you do want to be with them till mon pied, ton pied, the end of time, happily ever after, then you're not going to be able to judge them through that whole process, or else they're not going to feel comfortable enough to do that journey with you, right? All right, so this is for both. Why are less couples getting married in 2021, in this day and age? Why are less couples getting married?
I think it's the look what happened with all the wedding going down, all the divorce going up, and you start asking question, like, do I really need to go through this? I can be with someone not getting married, but sometimes like waiting can put pressure on a couple. And like I say, they look at their parents, they look at their uncles,
You could think
they look at all the people that they know and say, okay, they married and then they divorced.
Yeah.
And it's, I think it touches you.
Yeah.
But you need to think about it.
So Clea said what pressure, and I want to like answer for Mike because some people the word marriage. So there's some words that trigger a reaction in us, and so for some people marriage, if they see that in the last 30 years it has been decreasing and divorce has been increasing, then that word becomes pressure. So that's why if that sounds right, that word becomes pressure for some people. It doesn't necessarily mean that marriage itself is pressure. It just means that the word holds pressure and then it triggers a reaction in people. So when they're in a marriage, it could be like, oh, I'm holding a weight just because of what they've seen from that.
Let's say your parents have 4 brothers and sisters and they all divorced. What's gonna happen to you? What are you gonna think about marriage at that point?
Exactly.
Everybody that I know
Is divorce.
are divorced.
Exactly. Especially if you don't have the role models around you.
Divorce sometimes are really messy, and I think that puts pressure on people. Young people think about it.
Yeah. All right. So that's one reason, Claire, if you want to go. Why do you think couples are less married?
Wow. I feel like our generation, comment je pourrais expliquer ça? So obviously, the fact that the people that were before ours, there's a lot of divorce. Like our generation, they are afraid, like just to try and get married. They don't want to do the same mistake. But moi, mostly, I feel like les gens n'ont pas vraiment compris quel est le mariage.
Ouais.
Like people fantasize on the wedding. Like I want someone to propose. I want to have this big wedding. But after proposal, the wedding, did you guys really think about what everything come after this? Pour moi, je pense que les gens, ils se marient pas beaucoup et se divorcent plus parce qu'ils n'ont pas vraiment compris quelle est la vraie signification du mariage.
Yeah.
Une fois que tu as compris la vraie signification du mariage, c'est là que tu vas savoir, am I ready for this? This is really for me or not?
Yes.
Dès que tu comprends c'est vraiment quoi le mariage, which is for better and for worse. Il y a des jours, moi et toi on peut s'aimer aujourd'hui, lovey-dovey, et puis dans 10 ans, ça se peut qu'il comme pendant un an, like I don't want to be with you. But on a décidé de faire ça jusqu'à la fin. Qu'est-ce que je dois faire dans la période de tu m'énerves, j'ai pas envie. C'est quoi les tools qu'on doit faire dans la période de ça? So pour moi, ma réponse c'est que je pense que les gens n'ont pas vraiment compris quelle est la vraie définition du mariage. Il y a beaucoup de gens qui se marient et qui savent pas c'est quoi vraiment le mariage. Et une fois qu'ils sont dans le mariage, ils disent oh, like je savais pas dans quoi je m'embarquais, so let's just separate.
I agree.
So,
I agree with that. So bringing it back to what Mike said about the marriage, the word being pressure, by communicating about what marriage means to you, that actually releases pressure. So knowing what you're going into releases the pressure as well. So I like that. Go ahead, guys. Why are less couples getting married?
I think what they said it all. You know, for me, we already married. Like, what a marriage is, we already live
Have it,
in,
yes.
You know? So it's, if a marriage is a piece of paper, then I don't have to go and pay to have that, you know. I'd rather use that money for something else. So maybe that's the thing. They don't necessarily understand why they should get married. If really they know that this is a relationship, living together, having kids together, buying whatever, a car, a house together, this is already a marriage, then is it really necessary to have a paper, you know? So it really depends, I think, on I don't know, like, because for me it's not that important, so I'm not a judge,
Yeah.
you know.
No, this is based on opinion, though,
Yeah.
to get the conversation
But
going as well.
For me, like, I'm already married. He doesn't. I think people want the party, and then what comes after most of the time is, like you said,
The pressure, exactly.
So why go through it? I
Yeah.
think and it costs money,
Yeah.
and we need money. We need to invest in other things. Maybe people are thinking about it a
Yeah.
different way
Yes.
today than they used to do
Yeah.
before.
I agree.
Maybe.
Go ahead, Mello.
I think for me, it comes back to everything they said. That
Mhm.
it's just in general, like I feel like having a daughter right now, being together is a bigger. It's already more than marriage itself. We're stuck together forever. Like you know what I mean? Already. Then again, yeah, she agrees. Then I mean, like for me, it's like why people. You ask why people.
Yeah.
What I feel. I feel like we're in 2021 and we've seen it all. Like what we think we have, what we think we have. We've seen it all. We've seen things, what people go through, being kids. You see what your parents go through growing up, and sometimes like where we're from, and not just where we're from. Like Clea said, marriage is something serious. Marriage is like it's à la vie ou à la mort là. Sometimes like okay, well, am I willing to go à la mort or something where I'm not like something might pop in where we're super not comfortable and we have to stay within it and you understand where we already live in that marriage life also when comme Jackie a dit you know and en tout cas pour moi aussi c'est la même chose like I feel like I'm invested in this relationship like with my whole heart, my soul and everything, and I don't think just a piece of paper to please people to please that. I don't know if you're watching this. I said just you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Just a piece of paper to please people and to please you know.
Is the reason why to
Is
do.
the reason why I would go through it.
Yeah.
Right. And just now I'd rather just invest my time and energy into what
Yeah.
I'm going.
So these are answers that I do agree with, actually, all of them. But it is a discussion that you guys can have with your family, that you can have with your partner. Why are less people getting married? Studies have shown that before, 30 years ago, it was 96% of families. This is family couples that were getting married. Now it's about 61%, but there is a lot of increase in common law. So there's a 17% increase in common law. So people are still having that family setting that are together, but they're not just getting married. The thing is, what shows that a healthy relationship is that when you have children, that you have both parents. That's what makes a happy and a healthy child, right? So I don't think it's necessarily the marriage, it's the relationship that you guys have and are building together.
But getting married right now it costs a lot of money too.
It does. So it does cost a lot of money. So it's financial, it's what people are reflecting, it's what they're investing in.
We saw expensive divorce too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Divorces.
So Jeff Bezos gets divorced.
Yeah.
He lost a lot of money.
Divorces are turning people off from getting married too, because they're thinking, what if something does happen that makes us not uncomfortable in a.
Another thing, it's the fact that people have kids before marriage.
Yes.
At that point, marriage is kind of unnecessary.
Yeah. So it's true. People are having the rate in the rate in people having children has gone exponentially higher. Especially accidental babies have gone higher. So marriage rate has gone lower because of that too. So it's all these factors that you guys can discuss at home, you guys can discuss with your partners, that you guys can discuss with family on why marriages are happening less, and does it really impact the family situation? Does it impact what you guys are trying to create? Because all we really want to know is what are we trying to create, where are we trying to grow? In this case, it would be happy children, doing better for ourselves, doing better for our children. Exactly. So what are you guys trying to create? And even though the situation might not be ideal or is even ideal, how can we go in that right direction? Right? Next question. Okay. So if you have an ex, what did you learn about relationships with that person? If you don't have an ex, then use your parents as an example.
Okay. What I learned from my ex.
Yeah.
I believe in every relation that I have, I learned something about myself. I learned something about something that I like, something that I want my wife to have, and I learned something that I don't have yet and that I need to develop. Let's say, to me, in every relationship, I need to be a better person. So at the beginning, I didn't know how to treat a woman nice. I didn't know how to talk to a woman. I'm used to talk with my friend guys, but we have a way of talking to men talking.
Yeah.
We don't care about emotion.
Yeah.
We don't really care about the stuff. But when you talk with a woman, it's a little bit different. In every relationship, I learned to speak more clearly. better position. With time, I remember when I was young, I was an insecure person, but it doesn't show because I don't talk that much in like regular settings. But I learned that women don't like that. Like to me, to be like okay, we doing this. To me, that was kind of
Pushy?
pushing, like
Yeah.
pushing my agenda on her. But in reality, I learned that most women like women that take a decision. If they're not happy with the decision, they're just gonna tell you,
Yeah.
okay, but I don't really want to do something else. So yeah, I think that's what I learned.
I like that answer. Mello, you seem like you want to answer, so you go ahead.
Can you re-ask the question?
Yes. If you have an ex, what did you learn about relationships? If not, use your parents as an example.
Yeah, I have an ex, and my relationship with my ex was positive. Like, it's not one of those relationships where we bumped heads a lot. And what I've learned from it is just that the biggest thing is, and going out of it is like whatever you want or expect out of people, you should do it yourself. Expect it out of yourself. Like
Yes,
you know
I
what
like
mean?
that.
Like I think, yeah.
Expect that out of yourself. Be the example.
Yeah, I think that was like that's the biggest thing first, and then I know now that communication is key. Like, communicating. Jackie's somebody that communicates a lot, too much sometimes. You know, I always say that.
Is there ever too much communication,
no,
guys?
Is there ever?
That's
no.
another.
But that's exactly
That's
why
another
I said
question.
That. I'm like, is there ever? But she communicates a lot, and what that did for me is just helped me or allows me to open up more about certain stuff that I don't usually talk about, that I'll talk about with my friends, my boys too, and you know, and not necessarily open up like to her or directly. But I feel like one thing that she wants and one thing that I realized that like helps me out and helps me be freer within the relationship or within any relationship is just to be real 100% positive. Well, you 100%, like you get it.
Yes,
Just
as much as you
open,
can.
as
Yes,
much as you
because
can.
there's never that 100%,
Yeah,
guys.
exactly.
You always need to keep some for yourself.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. So just to be as open as possible, and even when it's bad, because that's when
That's actually the best times. When
hardest
it's
part.
bad
Yeah.
is when you
it's
really
bad,
need to.
or when it's harder for you
Yeah.
yourself to do it. So just to communicate and not to expect something you're not down for yourself from somebody else. Like, you know. So,
I like that. Claire, you look ready?
Well, Mike, it's kind of like my first serious relationship. Like I had some exes, but I've never lived with them. Like it was like high school, like young relationship. So c'était vraiment juste surface. But Mike is really like the first relationship where I had to go through a lot of things with one person. So
What did you learn? Yeah.
well, I learned a lot of things about myself that I didn't know. So I had to face like some. I learned about my flaws.
Okay, so you had to face your flaws. You had to
I had to
face your
face my
shadow,
flaws.
your
Yeah,
shadow self.
yeah,
If you
I
guys
had to
haven't
face my flaws,
had a
but
climate.
because at a certain moment you're like, oh, I love this person, I want to stay with this person, so I do have to face my flaws. Okay, like stuff.
And that's actually the biggest thing in a relationship. You have to face yourself because they are a reflection of you.
Yeah, so that's what this relationship has brought me. But t'as demandé qu'est-ce qu'on a appris de nos parents. So me, my parents are divorced. They were married for 18 years and they've been divorced for 10 years. And I learned so much about my parents' marriage. So one of the things that I learned is what Mary just talked about is communication and also talk about your trauma. I felt like the fact that my parents never talk about their trauma, they didn't even know like
How
each
to,
other.
yeah.
Like, because when I hear my dad talk and then I hear my mom talk, I'm like, now I understand why you've been acting like this. I understand why you've been acting like this. So for me, like when we say communication is so important. It's important to talk about uncomfortable stuff, to talk about the past, to talk about the trauma, so I can understand why you're acting like this, and I can search and learn on how to help you in order to not pass those traumas to the children. So one thing that I learned from my parents is really, if you're in a relationship, you have to talk about your trauma.
I really agree with that because if you guys have had any client sessions with me, then you know that I also talk about the shadow self. It's important to talk about the shadow self because it's what society has told us that we need to hide. We always have to be good. We always have to be, good, perfect. We have to be this. This is what the norm is. But the shadow self is actually part of our whole self. And if you want to be a whole person that can show another person that this is all of me and you need to accept all of me, you really have to face both those sides, your good sides and your bad sides, because that's what a person is actually taking in when they decide to partner up with you for a lifetime in this case. So yeah, it's true. Trauma is something that really needs to be talked about.
Yeah.
Jackie, your turn.
What I learned from my ex. I think I learned to see red flags.
That's a good one too. I love
When
that.
you're young, even I don't know, it happens to everybody. Even if you're 30 or whatever. You want people to be like something else that what they really are. So even if you see red flags, you think that it's not a red flag. Or you just want them to change. You want them to be that perfect person that you are imagining, or you are dating potential. Like, okay, but I know that if you change
We're gonna
that,
talk about that
it
at the
would
end.
be like that, or would be there, or, And someone might not be ready to hear or to do the work that he needs to do at the same time, like at that moment. So protect your energy. Like, first of all, you have to protect your energy.
You do.
Have to accept that that person might not be who you think he is, but he's showing you who he is, so you have to accept that as well.
Yes.
I learned not to have so many expectations because I used to have a lot. And one thing also that I learned, and I think I took that also from my parents, is when it doesn't work, to just not sleep, like to sit and to think about how we can repair the relationship, how we can do better, just to accept that the other one is not perfect.
Yeah.
It's not going to be perfect.
Yeah.
As I'm not perfect. So yeah, in that we grow together, and that's what makes that relationship so beautiful. But if I'm always looking for an exit, like, okay, this is not working, I'm out right now, I'm done, I'm never going to go anywhere.
Exactly.
Kind of relationship in anything really.
Yes.
So yeah.
I completely love that she said that you need to protect your energy because that is the most important thing that you need to do in any type of relationship. And intimate, family, acquaintance, colleague, you always need to protect your energy and make sure that the boundaries that you have set, they're actually increasing your energy and not depleting it. But we're going to come back to what she said at the end of the discussion because there's something that she pointed out that I want to discuss a little bit more. So guys, are you guys ready for the last question?
Yes. Yeah.
All right. So what do you guys say are the, so this is just a little mini question before the actual question, okay? So what do you guys say is the top factors in a relationship, in a healthy relationship?
Understanding.
Yeah.
So understanding,
Communication.
And you guys can answer all at the same time here.
communication. I feel like in relationship you don't have to be scared to be vulnerable.
Yeah.
Some people are scared to be vulnerable.
Vulnerability, yes.
Remember at the game I said I don't like to look stupid.
Yeah.
But sometimes in a
It's-
relationship you need to be
Okay
be
with that.
yourself.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I think that's very
Vulnerability, I like that. Not a lot of people say vulnerability, but it is very important. Yeah? Melo, you want to add anything? Okay. So that was just because we're going to come back to that. So how important is sex in a long-term relationship and why?
You can go first.
First thing first is depending of the people, right? Some people are very sexualized and some are that's not important for them. So that can vary. In my case, we are very important for us. But you need to understand the other person.
Yeah.
At the beginning, when she gets pregnant and she got the kid for her body is a trauma, and her body takes some time to get back when she used to. And when she get back, now she have two people to take care of, three with me. So you need to understand that, yeah, sometimes she might be down, or sometimes she don't want it. Even if before she used to be like that, then she changed. But I don't have an answer for that at the moment because it's still complicated to think in my mind. Like, let's say 10 years from now, what it's going to look like. Okay, 15 years from now, like, we change as a person.
That's why the question why is important, because there is timelines, right? Because it might be important when you're in your 20s, 30s, 40s even, and then when you're 60, 80. But if you guys know, actually retirees have more sex than younger couples. If you guys didn't know that. Yes, because they have a lot more time. So just so you know.
That's what I'm
So
trying
how
to
important is
explain
sex
to him. He doesn't
in
understand.
how important is sex in the that's why this question is important, because long-term relationship, how important is it?
To me, it's important because, like I say, I have a high drive and I need to be fulfilled one way to others. And if I'm with somebody that needs to be that somebody to be fulfilled. So it's a complicated question.
I think sex is important, but well, depends on who and for who, but I think it's important actually to be acknowledged by somebody, like by your partner, just appreciate it, because sex is more than just.
Sex is a conversation, by the way,
You
guys.
get what I'm saying? Like, I feel like for that, and it's cool that he said that when he said, for instance, after pregnancy, sometimes like, you look at yourself and you question yourself as a person. You're like, okay, is this person attracted to me? Is not like, you know, all those things. And sex lets you directly know that the person wants you. Like, you get what I'm saying?
See, I love how you said that. It was straight. Sex directly lets you know that the
lets
person
you know
wants
that
you.
the person, and then you realize that, okay, no, it's not just to satisfy my needs, but just to exchange. So that's one thing I learned also. She's very into conversational sex. I don't know what that is.
No, that I love that. That should be a term.
Hashtag
Conversational sex,
When I
guys.
say conversational sex, it's about like different type of sex. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, because sex is a conversation. One point it might be
shows men that
angry,
you
one
very
point it might be
well-
lovey, one time it might be
That's what I-
romantic,
that's
you
what I
might
meant.
so
Very good. That's exactly what I meant by that. But I think sex is important for each other to keep you connected to somebody, because sex is a connection. It's like as connected to somebody as you can get.
Exactly.
physically. So,
It's that
voilà.
intimacy.
Intimacy. So c'est ça.
Vas-y, Claire.
J'ai vraiment aimé qu'est-ce que Mila a dit about like if someone want to have sex with you, it tells you directly that.
No, they want you. I like that too.
For me, especially right now that I'm in like in marriage, for me it's like sex is important because it's a way to connect to each other. Tu sais, avec les enfants, le travail, it's really easy to disconnect.
Yeah.
Like on peut être dans la maison 24/7, but on n'est pas ensemble. Tu vois, comme genre si moi je rentre du travail, le temps que je fasse la vaisselle, que je fasse à manger, je m'occupe des enfants, il est déjà minuit, so we were in the same house, but we were not living together. So sex is like a time where you have the chance to connect to each other. And comme je l'ai dit, when I feel like anxious, sad, or like comme j'ai pas vraiment beaucoup d'estime de soi, I like to have sex because c'est comme si que Mike me reconfortait. Like, you're beautiful, like there's no reason to
Support,
be
yes.
anxious.
Reassurance,
so,
yes.
So definitely sex is a way to connect to each other, and yeah, that's the reason why sex is important.
Go ahead. Aria's like, sex is important because it brought me to this world. Okay? I'm here, that's why.
Okay, so I think that sex is very important.
There you guys.
It is. Yeah, there's different kind of sex. I think that you learn a lot from the other by doing it, and also the way that you do it makes the other one like feel appreciated and feel I don't know, because it's not always gonna be the same thing. Sometimes you want to surprise the other. Basically, it's showing love to the other.
Okay.
And for example, Milo is one of his love languages is
Quality time?
no
Touch?
touch, you know. But it's not always gonna be sexual. It might be just a kiss.
I was just gonna bring that up. We're gonna talk about that right after.
So I feel like it
It's important. All right.
Another story, but yeah, sex is important, and I think that having a kid, going to work, and just life in general.
Distractions.
Yes, you tend to forget, or sometimes your mind is just not into it. It's not about just forcing it, like, okay, I need to have sex with you. It's not just about that. It's also
Allowing
about
it to
connecting. So if maybe we need to date more, we need to, like this, rekindle this, the union for us to want to have sex more, then we have to do that.
Yeah.
It's like it's a process. It's
Yeah.
just not, okay, I want to have sex today, let's have sex. No, it's like it's a whole process. It starts in the head and then, the body follows.
I love how she said that, because so everything that they're saying is to be connected, to be appreciated, to be reassured, to show that you love the person, to show that you're attracted to the person. But so the question why I asked, is sex important long term? Because is sex the only way to show all of these things? Because what's important, en fait, is to feel attracted to the person, is to feel connected to the person, is to feel loved by the person, is to feel touched by the person, right? So it's all these things that we show in sex. But there's different ways. So there's some couples that show intimacy or sex. That's the reason why I brought this up, through just touching. So there's couples that they start by touching. So you know how Jackie said there's a process? They'll start by touching like around the body, but not actually going into the process of having sex. Because there's different ways to show that you're wanted by a person that's not through sex. That's why I asked, how important is it through long term? And you can explore these, and most people say that it's actually that exploration that makes it fun and that leads to the sex. So I wanted to bring that up so that you guys know it, that you can actually find, it's kind of like foreplay, but not actual foreplay. It's more, it's a complex foreplay.
But the fact that you act in the long term, I feel like right now, because we are young people, obviously, like,
that's how we show we're fired.
Yeah,
We got energy. So
So
if we have a lot of energy, why not make the process longer?
But I don't know, because me, I'm a touchy person. Like, just
I didn't.
kissing, touching, for me, it's like, okay,
We're connected.
connection.
Yeah.
Him is like, I want the whole action.
So, but you guys, that's why you can combine it. See, you guys can combine it and make combine it, make it, even more in depth.
Yeah, but I feel like if we get together like in the next 30 years, 40 years, you used to talk. You're not gonna have the same energy that you have right now.
But you don't know that. You actually don't know that, because like I said, retirees are actually having more sex than younger couples.
But my question is like, ok, comme avoir 50 ans, 60 ans, like, ça va être quoi notre façon de se montrer l'amour, de connect.
That's what the exploration is for. See? Because then you guys know what you like. And then you can expand on that as you grow older. So that's why the question is, why is the sex important in long term? Is it, and why?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. We've established that it is important because of that connection. But we've also established that connection can be done in several ways.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Example. Last time I think we had. Okay, no, not last time, but recently we were watching a show, and the subject of the show was really like, it was a turn on.
Okay.
So it started with the show, and
Yeah.
then,
That's something that you can
and
bring.
another time after that, we just had a conversation, and I think the conversation was exciting.
Yeah.
I'm guessing.
yeah,
So
that's
right
the-
after it, we were
that-
like,
that's
okay,
actually-
you know what?
That's actually the first time a conversation got me going. like it's crazy. Like,
See,
I'm
so
not
there's
saying- I'm not
different
saying,
things.
Like, I'm not saying like you meet somebody and you have a conversation where obviously that's exciting, all that, but to have a conversation.
And then that
Where, like,
leads
okay,
into
and that
a process.
gets you-
That's why I love that you said
Yeah.
it's a process, right? Because there's one thing that can lead into others.
But sex starts in the mind, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Don't stimulate.
Exactly.
Like sometimes just a text at work. When I'm go home, I'm gonna
Yeah.
with someone. have fun. Like just the idea.
Yes.
That she's at work.
Yes,
Like, okay.
yes.
There's something that happen when I go home. Something gonna happen when I go home.
That's true. It could be that surprise effect too. So that's why you guys want to. Sometimes it's a surprise, sometimes it's a process. So by exploring, by doing different things, you actually take yourself into different.
Well, more than men, women starting that's what
In the mind, does it? Women, females, do you agree? More than men, it's.
Mine for women. Yeah.
Yes.
For women. Men we are like.
So in case you guys didn't hear Mike, he's like sometimes a text, just a text saying, oh, something's gonna happen after work. That gets you going too because it starts in the mind.
What?
I was sleeping. Yeah, I was sleeping. Okay.
When this happened?
So that surprise effect. So it can be sometimes that long process, and other times I guess it's that I just wanna
I think one issue with men in general,
issue.
I'm gonna say it that way, is that because it happens so fast for them, they think that it's gonna happen the same way for us. When for us it's the same. The way you said it, it's not in the head. So it's like the préliminaire is really important. Like you know, you have to.
But that's why I think.
Get me there.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, okay, you can go now. But
Claire's like, yes.
No, that is the whole process. It's not
Yeah.
about the conversation.
But I do think men appreciate the process as well because it still gets them their end result, which is what you guys want, right?
But I mean, like it depends. Like it depends. Just as I feel, thank you. Can you hold it? No. It depends. Just as like there's a process for like different days or different occasions calls for different type of sex.
Exactly.
Like you know,
Yes,
mix and match.
exactly.
So that's it. So c'est pas toujours comme ça.
No.
Ça peut être juste
It's not always going to
exactly.
happen. Sex never happens the same way.
Yeah.
It's always different.
Yeah. So it's just you know, you mix things up.
So then you have to learn, how do I direct him in this way that he likes and that I like? How do we go in this direction?
To go back to work, you ain't going to start.
Okay, but that's like a quickie, guys. That's different.
No, it's not
If you have all night, then you have all night. If you have 15 minutes, then you have 15 minutes. If you guys can, and there's sometimes where you guys will just have to touch, kiss, and there's no sex. There's no penetration,
facts.
and then that's also that connection as well.
That's the reason I feel like people that are in a relationship should be really open and honest about their sex life because me and him, we've been fucking with each other for a long time. So at the beginning and right now, it's definitely not the same. I would say
It's never the
when
same.
he met me, I was 19 and now I'm 29. So obviously, ma libido est vraiment pas pareil que quand j'avais 19 ans, comparé à quand j'avais 29 ans. So we need to talk about it because like you used to like doing it like this. Why are you not still
Yes.
doing it? So you need to
And
talk,
sex is that
yeah,
conversation
you need to
again.
be honest, you need to
we
figure
have
it out.
It's also when you can be most vulnerable, guys, because it's the most intimate parts of yourself, right? So you're sharing this with somebody else, so you want to respect that process.
So we had that conversation.
Yes.
Yeah, we always have honest conversation, open,
Good.
honest conversation about sex life. Yeah. So yeah, that's
All right. So one last. Oh, did you have something else you want to add? Okay. One last thing that I want to talk about when we were talking about energy in a relationship, energy, how it depletes or increases and depletes. Sorry, is that nobody's talked about how love is an important factor in the relationship. And I want to reiterate why that is that because I don't think people, or first, do you guys want to say why that is, why nobody brought up love? And then I'll tell you guys my opinion.
why love.
Most important factor. Yeah, nobody brought up love.
Because it's always changing. Sometimes I don't. Okay,
That's
there's
exactly.
a difference between being in love with someone and loving someone.
Yeah.
I'm not always in love with Melo. I love him all the time.
Yeah.
He's my best friend. He's he's everything. But I'm not always in love. Sometimes I just.
Sometimes you suck, Mellow.
Like you just get up, go to work, we'll talk when you come back.
Yes.
But sometimes I'm like love it and all over him. I'm like, oh, hi, when are you coming back? I'm gonna cook for you, So my energy is not always the same.
Yes.
But why we didn't like mention love? Because obviously, like in my head, like that's one thing that we already have. Like
That's the
being
reason why we
together,
are in
you are. That's why I did. You know what I mean?
Yes,
And love could
but-
be love for not just romantically,
Yes.
but just love in general.
That's, I was
which
going to
is
bring,
why
so
we
these are
have
all the
this
reasons I
baby
was actually
girl,
going to bring up, yeah.
And that's why.
Yeah, definitely what Jackie Melo just said. Especially for me, because like I'm like, okay, I know for sure that this guy is the guy for me. And like Jackie said, there's some days I don't love, like, I'm not in love with him. I'm like, get the fuck out. But the fact that I'm like, he's my friend. He's my best friend. I want the best for him. It doesn't have anything to do with the kids or anything. It's like me and him. He's my friend first, and I love him as a friend first.
Yes.
Some days I'm super in love, but some days I'm not. No, I'm not in love, but I still love him.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's exactly, oh, Mike
But
wants
the
to.
thing is, you need to maintain.
That love.
You need to put a baseline.
Yes.
Like we cannot. I try not to go under that.
Yes. I agree with that.
I'm gonna wake up. How was the day? Did you sleep well? Do you have a dream or
Yeah.
something? Okay, good. And then I don't care anymore because.
Where you're good.
I'm
I know
living
you're
my
good,
life,
man.
I think to think
Yeah.
about it, but I need to take time to make sure she's okay, she's understand, and if she needs something or she have an issue, she can come talk to me.
Yes. there's-
Even the day that I'm not like lovey-dovey.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, love is important, but you need to maintain a baseline.
Yes.
Like, okay, at minimum, I need to do that.
Yes. Yes, I agree. So there's two things that Jackie and Mike said that really stand out. So basically, it is true. Most people, even if you Google it, what are the most common, what's important in a healthy relationship, love doesn't come up. And I think it's because love is all, people say that love is always changing. But when you look at the definition for jealousy, when you look at hate, when you look at like, when you look at definitions for words, the word actually stands for one thing, right? So love also stands for one thing. So I love that they used in love and love. And the actions that you trigger when, so for example, to be appreciated, that's how you show your love. But love is always unconditional. So there's that love for the best friend, there's that love for the person, and then there's that being in love for in the relationship. And then there's certain things that you do because you're in love based on that relationship. So it could be being appreciated, so today I'll cook for you. Doing, I don't know what other examples you guys have, but you do a certain behavior because of that love. But that doesn't mean that that love is not there or is there. It's just that those behaviors are actually connected to how that person makes you feel. So that's why I want you guys to look at the energy. Is the energy that I do, so there's some behaviors that you'll do that Mike will actually appreciate. So this is how, it's important to ask, how do you like to be loved? That's what our conversation boils down to right now, guys. How does this person like to be loved? Because that's how it's going to energize them. How do you want to love this person? Because that's what's going to energize them. And if you find that it's not compatible and you're actually depleting this person, then you're going to do the behaviors that are associated with that to deplete that person or to energize that person. So it's not actually the love, it's the reactions that you guys have. It's the actions that you associate to that love that depletes or that energizes that person. Does that make sense?
That was beautiful, Jason. It just made me think about when I gave birth to the twins. The fact that Mike was like so supportive and so a good father to the kids. I fell in love back when like it was the first time. I was like, j'ai jamais vu cette partie de toi. So the fact his action made me fall
in love with,
deeper,
yes.
like it was the first time.
Yes.
So it's so true because avant pendant que j'étais enceinte, like yes he was here, but I felt like he was a little bit disconnected because he was not like really prepared already. But as soon as the kid came, like everything changed. So his action made me fall in love.
So some
with
people,
him.
they associate the actions to the actual love and they make it seem like, you know what, I don't want to be with this person because it's actually the action. You have to disassociate the love from the actions. It's how you want to be loved and how you like to love.
And sometimes it's the smallest thing.
Yes, it can be the
Most of
smallest
time,
thing.
the smallest thing that makes it different. Like just,
So communication is how people like to be loved.
How was work today when she's at work? Maybe she have a bad day and only the fact that you think about her. Oh, you think about me, okay, I'm just gonna write
Yes.
it. Even it's not interesting
Exactly,
for you at that
yes.
moment, but at least, okay, don't worry.
And that energizes her love field, or that can deplete her love field. So if you guys see these are the ways that I want to be loved, these are the ways I don't want to be loved, and they're compatible, then that's what makes a healthy relationship. It's not actually communication. We say all these things. We say trust, we say communication, we say connection, but it's actually the actions that are associated to that. How does this person want to communicate? How does this person want to be respected? How does this person want to be supported? How does this person want to be reassured? That's what depletes or energizes your love field.
Yeah, I agree.
Make sense, guys?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, guys. I hope that made sense. And I hope that you guys liked the whole show. That's all for today. So we're going to end Bursting with Energy episode 11. Yes, good job, guys. That was awesome.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for coming. And thank you for being so honest and open. That was awesome.
Yeah,
Very open.
There's some people that are gonna watch this.
Somebody gonna see this.
Thank you, Aria, for telling them this is why sex is important. Thank you, baby. You're awesome. You're awesome. Mwah.